OASIS have recently announced their reunion, and today I want to explain some of how it came about, according to the information we have available at the time of filming. But then, after we've gone through what has been said publicly and by the press, then we're going to go into a second half of the video where I'm going to look at some of Liam's tweets and try and do a bit of detective work to try and figure out what might be coming next. This video picks up from where my previous video, Is It Too Late, ended. At the time of filming that video, Noel and his then wife Sarah were still a couple. This one picks up the story from the point at which they split. A week ago today, the news broke that Noel Gallagher is getting a divorce from wife Sarah McDonald. For many years, Liam Gallagher blamed Oasis's 2009 split on Noel's then partner Sarah. Their ongoing feud lasted for some years, in which she called him a deplorable wanker and he allegedly called her a fucking bitch. But now, with her and Noel having split, many Oasis fans have seized on this as one of the most promising signs in years that an Oasis reunion might be on the cards. But there have, nonetheless, been some very encouraging signs from Liam Gallagher, who tweeted out this stream of songs on his Twitter account. It's a long way to Tipperary, The Long and Winding Road, Two of Us, Many Rivers to Cross, He Ain't Heavy, He's My Brother, 99 Problems, Natural Mystic, Do Nothing, Help, and Step Out. And the titles of these songs are a fairly obvious little message, a little storyline from Liam to Noel. We've got a long way to go, it's a long road for the two of us, there's many rivers to cross, but you're still my brother. We've got a lot of problems, but a woman is no longer one of them. There's some magic in the air right now. Don't do nothing, help me if you can, I'd sure appreciate you being around, it'll be alright, step out tonight. 2 days later, Noel said to BBC Radio Manchester he would never say never to an Oasis reunion, although it would take an extraordinary set of circumstances. And lots of fans have actually been speculating on this because they think he is actually now in that extraordinary set of circumstances, going through a divorce and having to split his estate with his former wife. And just as John Cleese went back out on tour when he needed to raise funds following a breakup, some people in the Oasis fan community are speculating that this could be it. However, Noel responded to all of this, including the financial incentive, in an interview with Radio X, saying this: "I just don't see what the point would be. It would be, make a load of money. I've got a load of money. It's just not something that appeals to me. Now that's not saying in 10 years' time it won't appeal to me. Although in 10 years' time, Noel will be 65 years old, and Bonehead will probably look like this." In that same interview, Noel also said that he and Liam were on good terms for the first time in a lot of years. The rumour mill is still turning regarding an Oasis reunion, with several big names now having weighed in. Lewis Capaldi recently said this:
"Both of you probably don't like my music, and wouldn't you love to see me not be in the charts? If you guys got back together, right, and do like a Oasis album repackage, you'll knock me out of the charts for sure. If you guys want to eradicate me from popular music, what you're going to have to do is get together and reform."
Matt Healy from the 1975 has also chipped in with some fairly strong comments, saying this:
Like Oasis, tell you what, you can put this in. What are Oasis doing? Can you imagine being in the coolest band in the world and not doing it because you're in a mard with your brother? Stop marding. They're like men of the people, and they're sat around in like Little Venice and Highgate, like crying over an argument with their brother. Like, it's all like, would you go on holiday with your ex-missus? It's like, I don't know. Have a chat with her. You're getting paid like 200 million quid tonight. And you're Oasis. There is not one person going to a High Flying Birds gig or a Liam Gallagher gig that would not rather be at an Oasis gig. Get back together, stop messing around. That's my public service announcement for today. And I say that because they're the best band ever.
Yeah.
In May 2023, the Spin magazine journalist asked, "Did you hear what Matty Healy said about Oasis?" Noel replied, "Oh, that fucking slack-jawed fuckwit. What did he say?" The journalist replied, "Amongst other things, he said, can you imagine being in potentially, right now, still, the coolest band in the world and not doing it because you're in a mard with your brother?" And Noel responded, he would never be able to imagine it. He needs to go over how shit his band is and split up.
Today, honestly, and this is not a name drop, this is like a celebration of them as people, Chris Martin and Bono have sent us the most beautiful messages, packages, like kind of good wishes, honestly in such a genuine way, and it's made us feel so beautiful. And so that's been wonderful. Noel Gallagher called me a slack-jawed fuckwit. I love Noel Gallagher.
In recent weeks, since the news broke of Noel Gallagher's split from his former wife, former Oasis drummer Alan White posted a series of links to Oasis tracks from the Heathen Chemistry album on his Instagram, commenting on each one as he did. He then, finally, posted a link to Noel's new tune, Easy Now, just saying, liking this. And then, shortly afterwards, all the posts were deleted to be replaced with a slightly cryptic quote. So who knows? Perhaps Alan, who previously turned down all requests for his footage to be used in Oasis documentaries, might be coming around and perhaps warming to the idea of being involved with the band once more. The strongest and most promising sign yet from Noel came in an interview for French radio, in which Noel said this.
He should get his people to call my people. They know who they are. They know where we are. Stop talking on the fucking internet. And let's see what you've got to say.
It's only a question of phone call.
You would think, right? You would think. He's got my number. He's got my manager's number. Call us.
So there we have the first open public invite for Liam to get in touch to start discussing a possible reunion. But in that same interview, Noel said that Liam wouldn't do it.
But you know what? He won't call.
Why?
Well, why indeed? Why indeed?
By the 30th of March this year, Liam still hadn't called. And a week later, on the 6th of April, people were starting to lose their patience with all the pettiness. Liam responded, he split it up, he can do the calling. And later on, Jojo tweeted him to say, if he does call you, will you answer him? And Liam said, yeah. Noel has also recently said this on TalkSport Radio.
Was it a joke saying, get his people to call your people, but possibly doing something again?
No, he should do it. I'm still waiting for the phone to ring.
Wow. Well, there you go. So it wasn't just tongue-in-cheek. You know, they should do it.
No. Yeah, you know, he should stop yakking on the internet.
Noel hasn't responded to any of Liam's tweets or comments in recent weeks, kind of insulting him and goading him. He has, however, in recent days, calmly and politely repeated the offer.
Well, I put it out there. He won't call. I mean, he should call me because he's forever going on about it. You'd have thought by now he'd have some kind of plan. He should get some of his people, his agent, to call my people and say, look, this is what we're thinking, and then we'll have a conversation about it. Until then, he's been a little bit disingenuous. If he's got a plan, he should get someone to call. He doesn't have to speak to me. He won't speak to me. I know he won't speak to me. He's a coward. The thing with Liam is, you read these things every day. He's saying on his thing, it's happening. It's happening. So he gets people's hopes up, right, all over the world. And then I get asked about it, and I have to look like saying, well, it's news. And I have to look like I'm, dropping a big foot on it. Call me, right? Let's see what you've got to say.
Why won't he? Why not?
I suspect he doesn't want to do it, but he just likes saying that he does want to do it. Do you know what I mean? Because he's got his own thing going on. He's selling out Nebworth and all that kind of thing. What does he want to share it with me for? I'm cool with what I'm doing. He's smashing it. Why be disingenuous with people? You know it's not happening. And if you've got a plan, give me a ring.
So you're open to it if he gets
I'm
in
open
touch.
to a phone.
and let's
I'm
have
open to a
chat.
phone call for a conversation.
Yeah.
Other than that, stop playing with the kids. It's not fair on the fans. It's not fair.
Bonehead also recently appeared on the radio calling for the reunion, but once again, so far, to no avail. Noel then repeated the offer again, this time in an interview with Seattle Radio whilst on tour in the States.
I've got better things to do in my life than listen to what he's doing.
Yeah.
So I take it as a compliment that he's kind of trolling the fucking internet at whatever time in the morning, looking for that kind of thing. He should concentrate on what's left of his fucking hairdo and not worry about what I'm fucking getting up to.
Is there a chance that the brothers will get back together and write another Oasis record or even tour?
He's going to have to call me. He's going to have to get somebody to call me because he's been going on about it for the last fucking 10 or whatever it is. He doesn't want it, and he knows he knows that neither of us particularly are fucking interested in it. I know he doesn't want it. I'm very comfortable with what I'm doing. I couldn't give a flying fuck one way or the other. When he keeps going on about it, and I'm like, okay, well, fucking call us then. Let's see what you've got to say. You know, you've made up all these imaginary ground rules down the years and told kids it's happening now, it's coming, it's definitely happening, blah, blah, blah. I dare him. He'd be watching this now. Is this going on your website? Is it? Right. Yeah. I fucking dare you to call me. I dare you to call me. And you won't call me, because if you do call me and I go, actually, that's a good idea. Actually, that might work. Then the arse falls out of his trousers, because then you've got to be in the same room as me. And then we both know how that ends up. So you call me. Stop tweeting. You're bigger than that. You're better than that.
Liam responded saying, "Listen, Noel, I know you check my tweets. Call me. I'm actually concerned about you. We all are. You don't seem yourself. Come on, big guy. Pick it up." But then, everything went quiet for a while. And by a while, I mean like 8 months. In that time, Liam Gallagher announced his solo Definitely Maybe 30th anniversary tour. And then, in February 2024, this story came out. Liam Gallagher says he asked Noel to reunite Oasis for Definitely Maybe tour, but he turned it down. And so, from that, you can see that at some point during that 8 months of radio silence, Liam's people did call Noel's people. In Mojo he said, "I did call him. My people called Noel's management team. In that article we got confirmation that at last contact had been made." That Mojo interview came out in April 2024, so we know that by then negotiations and discussions had begun. Now at this point we have to enter into the realm of guesswork and trying to make some kind of sense out of Liam Gallagher's Twitter page. Taking that Mojo article as my cue that by that point it had actually happened, I scrolled backwards through Liam's tweets to see if I could see any clues to when around that early part of the year it actually occurred. On March the 1st, 2024, Liam and John Squire's album came out, and on the next day, March the 2nd, Liam tweeted 3 cryptic statements, 2 of which were Shakespeare quotes. "Be not afraid of greatness. Some are born great, some achieve greatness, and others have greatness thrust upon them. All things are ready, if our mind be so." It's almost as if he was saying, everything's ready, and great things are coming. If you look at the date the reunion was announced, the end of August 2024, and this tweet from the start of March 2024, that's round about a 6-month period. And, of course, this is all guesswork, but I reckon when the point came when they signed on the dotted line and everything became official, I reckon they must have needed at least 6 months to sort everything out, book venues, and have their teams work on the massive, complex arrangements required for a world tour. Not to mention preparing the ground for all the PR and promotions. The actual reunion announcement happened around 6 months later, so I reckon March is when it became official. The next odd cryptic clue was this. On March the 29th, Liam posted, "Breaking news, I'm the bollocks." Under which Bonehead posted, "Funny you should say that," implying, "So am I." I'm still just having fun and wildly theorising here, but this could be the moment when Bonehead came on board. If what Liam was actually saying was breaking news, I'm back in Oasis, Bonehead might have been saying, funny you should say that, so am I. A little over a week later, former bass player Andy Bell gave an interview on Virgin Radio.
You were with them for 10 years, right?
I was, yep.
I'm guessing you look back now with just fond memories.
100%. They gave me the most brilliant time. 10 years of fun and games all around the world.
I have to legally ask, before we move on, do you think Oasis will ever get back together, Andy Bell?
I'm going to say a qualified, yeah, I think they probably will. But I don't think it looks likely right now, but I think life is long, isn't it?
Yes.
Remember the Stone Roses reunion happened, and that happened completely against the way things were looking. At the time, they were not getting on at all, and there was a lot of bad blood in the press and stuff with the Roses. And then suddenly you were hearing about gigs, and, you know, all the Roses fans around the world rejoiced. So I think, you know, we could see something like that with Oasis.
I think Andy was unnervingly close to the mark here, and it needed to be shut down. So Liam tweeted the following: Andy Bell from Ride, the shoegazing phenomenon, should really not be getting people's hopes up. It's not big, and it's not clever. Andy responded by tweeting, apologies, didn't mean to get anyone's hopes up, nothing to see here. And maybe this was the point that Andy was brought into the fold on the reunion. I reckon Liam called him, let him know the crack, and the both of them then put out tweets to try and diffuse everything as quickly as possible. And that just goes to show you that Liam is 100% in on the whole playing the media thing. Remember, in August when the announcement came, everything was ready. The media hype, the tour, everything was already planned and booked in. So it had to have been in process for many months already. At the beginning of June, on his solo Definitely Maybe tour, Liam said this.
Right then, so I'm going to dedicate this next tune to my little brother, who's still playing hard to get. But that's alright. But word on the street is he was spotted in a really posh chocolate shop, one of them Fortons, buying some chocolates. So you never know. Half the world away.
And yet, they had to be all sorted by this point. It was just far too late in the game. Liam was talking crap and playing the media just like Noel does. 100%. A few weeks later, this time at the end of June, a little bit of information had started to leak about the Wembley shows. The Mirror reported, Liam and Noel Gallagher secretly booked 3 dates at Wembley for an Oasis reunion this year, we can reveal. The warring duo had got as far as setting actual dates, and they had even booked to finally take the stage together at the London Stadium on July the 8th, 9th and 10th. But the plan, which would have sparked a frenzy among millions of fans, collapsed. Now that's cleverly worded, because fans would read that and say, the idea of a reunion collapsed, but I think it's actually true, but the idea of booking those dates was what collapsed, not the reunion. Loads of people believed, and still believe, that the grand master plan here is to set the world record for the most nights at Wembley in a single tour. There are 7 nights currently booked, and those 3 dates would have made 10. So, I wonder if that was actually originally part of the plan. I hope we see another 3 dates and we see them take that record, but only time will tell. Next, a fan tweeted Liam saying, Liam, is the Oasis reunion next year actually happening? And Liam replied, nobody's told me, maybe they're getting a new singer like the dude out of Queen. But you can't have a secret that big requiring so many people to keep it without expecting a few leaks to spring up all around the side of the boat. And by the summer gig season, even Noel was dropping hints everywhere he went. At a gig in July, he was complimentary about Liam.
Can you sing? Right. What do you sound like, Frank Bruno? No? Who do you sound like? Who's your favourite singer apart from me? Our kid. Sound like our kid? Do you sound like our kid? No one quite sounds like our kid.
At a gig in early August, he was asked when the High Flying Birds would be back on the road, in 2025 or 2026.
When are we going to see you, in 2025 or 2026?
The answer is neither. I'll take the fact that you're booing as a fucking compliment. We need to get away from it for a while. I don't know when we're going to tour again. I have no idea. We're all Oasis fans, right? Buckle up.
And in an interview with John Robb to promote Definitely Maybe 30th anniversary, he was, for the first time in quite a while, just openly bigging Liam up. And of course, the final hint came from Liam via Twitter on August the 25th, 2024, when he posted, "I never did like that word former." Noel, Liam and the official Oasis Twitter account then posted the promo video on their Twitter accounts pretty much simultaneously, and the reunion was then announced shortly after. But there's still one little Easter egg that I want to pick out of Liam's Twitter feed. Mongolia. On July the 19th, he posted, "Just got to Mongolia." On July the 24th, he was asked if he was still in Mongolia, and he replied, "Just got back." July the 24th is the same day that he and Noel did their photo shoot together in London, so wherever Mongolia is code for, it can't be very far away. The next day, July the 25th, he said he was going to finish the tour and then head back to Mongolia. Then, on August the 1st, Liam tweeted this, saying, "Where the hell have I been?" A picture of him on a plane. So, Liam has been flying back and forth to somewhere he's calling Mongolia. I think this is France, because at the beginning of August, Noel told Matt Morgan that he spent a week in France, and then at the end of August, multiple papers reported that they were both going to France again as well, apparently to Liam's house. So why were they constantly flying back and forth to Liam's house in France? I reckon there's a very good chance they've been recording. I don't think there's pretty much any way they could have done any recording at all in the UK together without the press getting hold of it. But on Liam's private property in the south of France, that's probably as close to total privacy as they could get. On the 27th of August, Noel was spotted going into his London studio after his visit to France. Twice on September the 7th, Liam confirmed on Twitter that the new album is finished. Liam was also recently tweeted with this, a Super Bowl setlist suggesting that Oasis will be performing at the halftime show, supporting Kendrick Lamar, who is a massive Oasis fan. Liam responded, "How's that leaked, for fuck's sake?" Now, of course, everything in this last half of the video is completely just speculative. But I think the signs are at least good that the defiant, anthemic stadium rock album that Noel Gallagher told Matt Morgan he has entirely written is fully recorded by Oasis and will be coming out before the end of the year. Fingers crossed all the way. And the other one thing to point out from all this is that just because someone in the Oasis camp claims something isn't happening doesn't necessarily mean that that's really the case.